Welcome to Bob's Burgers. How can I help you?
I'll take everything on the menu for free.
What?
Sir, I'm a food vlogger, and I'm here to help you.
We can't afford that. We're a small business.
You dare reject my help? My 8,000 followers will be hearing about this. Your burgers are dry. Good luck being successful. Do you smell that? Rigby, do you? Something smells like influencers having way too much audacity. We have a disgraced YouTuber trying to apologize his way back into many people's hearts. A ukulele-loving YouTuber suddenly popping up on a podcast like she didn't traumatize the entire internet. And you know, the kids.
Not a groomer. I'm just a loser.
An arrogant foodie vlogger trying to destroy a small business because they wouldn't hand her free carbs on a golden platter. A billionaire socialite crying that her life is just so hard.
Oh my god, I'm just so tired.
An influencer who deemed herself a Christmas angel, a little elf, trying to bring joy to little girls and boys and purchase toys for them from the kindness of her heart. Only for the children to find out that they weren't getting a Christmas elf, they were getting a Grinch, and she's a little irritated that she has to spend money on them. And the people, you guys, the people are tired. As in they are deleting their apps and getting into bird watching kind of tired. And they are wearing the Sloggers Women Rain garden shoes while doing it. That's how tired they are of influencers. But as an influencer, can I just say, why you gotta lump us all into one burlap sack? So today, my girlies, and my small amount of boysies, hi, I see you guys, looking great. We are gonna dive into influencers having way too much audacity. This video is sponsored by you. All I ask is for you to hit the subscribe button and say the phrase of the day.
I'm the victim here!
Colleen Ballinger, one of the OG YouTubers who were extremely famous. I guess the unique thing about her was that she played a character called Miranda Sings that would do things like this.
Not up here, down here, not up here.
I never understood it, but people loved it on YouTube. I think she was more for children, and children thought she was hilarious until they grew up and noticed she was a little weird around the children. Don't know if this was the most appropriate thing. Then people who used to watch her started pulling old clips to see, did you guys notice this? And people started wondering about her odd relationship with JoJo.
Ever taken the pants off and seen what's inside? In public, no.
Her artistic choice of blackface. The very popular let's pretend little 7-year-old Jimmy that we're on a date and you can reach into my pants for a snack.
And so now, watch this. We're on the date, James. It's really romantic. Oh, we're getting close and personal. Oh, but I'm so hungry, James. Hold on, I got a snack. Do you want a cheese ball? I'd love them.
And then the best one, have underage girl go on stage and spread her legs open. And then she would apologize for all that by setting up her camera, grabbing a ukulele, and singing to her audience.
Hey, it's been a while since you saw my face.
Man, I cannot believe that it has been about 2 years and it is still just as weird. After the iconic and very first ever ukulele apology video, Colleen would continue doing YouTube. She wouldn't get as many views. People would always give her a lot of crap still, but she kept on trekking on and really just ignoring all of that and doing her own thing. Until about a few days ago, she would go on a podcast with Raven-Symoné. Y'all remember? That's so Raven. It's the future I can see. It's a mysterious me. Raven, that's me. And she could see in the future, and she had like visions and everything. Favorite show. Well, now she's kind of weird. And Raven and her wife are part of the celebrities who decide to get microphones and start podcasts. And many people are like, why? And this interview didn't help, especially because they're supposed to be talking about all the serious accusations, how she made her fans feel. And as they grew up, they were kind of like, you kind of grossed us out. It was weird. I forgot to mention that she would send lingerie and underwear to underage kids. Very odd. And one of her excuses is, well, they wanted it. They said that they wanted my underwear. And this interview was going to talk about all of that. And they open up the interview with smiles and giggles.
Okay,
we really appreciate you being here.
we're really happy that you're
today.
here. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, there is a very big elephant in the room.
Yeah.
And I think that we just have to address it.
Sure.
Immediately.
Why Miranda?
I know, I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Do you guys get it? I feel like you're not understanding it. Let me explain it to you. The elephant in the room is actually her odd behavior, and they promoted that they're going to talk about her odd behavior, but instead of that being the elephant in the room, it's the fact that Colleen's character was named Miranda, and it's the same name as Raven-Symoné's wife. Get it? It's a joke. It's just like a little goof. A funny. Anyway, they get to the real elephant in the room and they talk about the controversies without a ukulele. And one of the excuses from Colleen is that, well, being a YouTuber was very hard because she was the OG. There was nobody before her that did this kind of stuff. She didn't know what to do and what was okay. She was saying because back then it's very odd. Celebrities didn't, participate in talking to the peons, but YouTubers, they were on social media, kind of on TV. People watched them, but they would interact with you. But the people that watched her happened to be children because most adults aren't going to watch some weird lady with red lipsticks asking them if they want to take Cheetos out their pants.
The difference between me and a mainstream celebrity, at least in the beginning, was that I was attainable and look, she'll talk to us. She'll interact with us and she's talking to us from her living room.
Colleen reiterated that it was very confusing at first because there was no one to pave the way for her and for her to ask questions, like a sensei, if you will, for her to ask, is this appropriate or inappropriate to do with kids?
So it's not like there were people before me doing this that I could look to and ask questions about.
So I see this come up quite a bit because me and Colleen are probably around the same age and they always say,
Well, the jokes back then were a little different than they are now.
then you look it up and they're doing blackface, they're saying the N-word, they're doing sexual jokes with children. As someone from that time period, I have to say, that's not the humor that I remember. Please do not make excuses for that. That was weird then, it's weird now. Like this happens whenever a YouTuber, or TikToker, or whatever, when someone pulls up their old Twitter and they were using N-bomb after N-bomb, telling Chinese people they suck, making fun of their eyes when they were like 15 or 16, and people will say, well,
Well, it was different. They were super young.
yeah, they were super young, but you will never find a Twitter post from me talking about Chinese people or saying certain derogatory things like that. Those were those kids that were not funny and they would say certain things so they could get like a reaction out of people. They were the reactor kids. Anyway, that's not the humor from my time. And I have to say, very creepy if she didn't understand, like she just did not know that it was inappropriate to have some kid reach toward her pants and take a cheese ball.
There is another person on the internet who is saying that when she went up on stage for your live show, she was a part of the yoga challenge section and it made them feel gross.
I genuinely never thought of it as a sexual or inappropriate thing.
Really, Colleen? You don't think this image right here is a little forward? Being sexual is not the joke here? What's the joke then? I'm very interested to hear what the joke is with your legs spread like that, where we can see your Agatha. Huh? What's the punchline? Her biggest excuse was, well, a lot of kids would come see me, but so would their adult parents. And she wanted jokes that the kids would laugh at, but also the adults could laugh too. And she wanted it to be all inclusive.
I will still do these more crass innuendo type jokes and I'll go over the kids' heads and then the parents will have something to laugh at and the adults will have something to laugh at that are in the audience.
So then it was sexual because a kid wouldn't think it was, but an adult definitely would. Anyway, they scrapped that and they go to the Cheeto in my pants joke.
Could explain why there is a clip of YouTube of a little boy eating Cheetos out of your pants.
A lot of the joke with Miranda was that I would say and do things that were inappropriate.
So then we also agree that you knew that it was inappropriate.
Or had some sort of sexual innuendo to them.
And now we also agree that you knew it was sexual. You didn't need another YouTuber that came before you to tell you, and you didn't need a sensei. You just knew. Because all adults know that. She just didn't care.
And it went over the character's head. Like Miranda was not aware that she was saying something that could be taken the wrong way.
That's right. She's blaming Miranda. Her character, which is also her. The interview was a mess. People didn't seem to like anybody on the panel today. Colleen, Miranda, not her character, but also her character. Miranda, Raven's wife. Colleen's Miranda wasn't there. They didn't like her either. And they also didn't like Raven. They thought that they were giving her like more excuses than interviewing. And absolutely nobody liked it. They did also ask her about sending lingerie to young fans. And her excuse was, well, they asked me to do it, so I did it.
Everyone in the chat was laughing about it, me and my friend. And there are people in the comments saying, oh, send that to me, send that one to me. And we were like, we're not gonna do that, that's crazy. But then there's one fan in particular who kept asking us to send it.
So then you did it? I don't care how many of you weird little 13, 14-year-old boys are in my inbox asking for my freaking SpongeBob thong. You're not getting it. That's weird. Just because he asked, I turned off my inbox, but I got a lot of weird requests before.
He kept asking for it. It was like months of this. And so finally I did, and it was very public and as a joke.
But no matter how many times Colleen said it was totally inappropriate, but it was also a joke, people did not take this well at all.
But it was inappropriate. Like, what part of me thought, like, everyone will know this is a silly joke in the fandom?
Many people are saying, hang up the YouTube shoes, Colleen, and go get a real job. But it does seem like she is giving up. She's gonna continue her YouTube career, and that's why people are saying she got too much audacity. Another influencer that people have come together and universally hate and saying that he has way too much audacity as well is the I love my wife guy. Ned Fulmer is the man who cheated on his wife in secret with his coworker. What a guy. He left the internet and came back with a podcast where he wanted to give people who got canceled a voice.
I feel like I failed. I feel like I struck out in the game of life.
Like exactly what you promised to yourself wouldn't happen.
Because according to him, he wanted to platform other people like himself. His first episode would be with his wife.
I see myself more as like a host and more as just a vehicle for other people's stories.
You think you're interesting enough?
No, I don't.
Well, after every episode of him acting like he cares of these people's voices to amplify them, everyone but the one with his wife bombed. And then he decided that he was interesting enough to have a show again. He scrapped all the videos where he gave people a platform for their voices and then started doing this shit.
Have you ever wondered what it takes to be a pilot?
Let's find out.
Yep, that's right. He decided to try things again, like being a pilot or a dating show host.
Welcome to Future Love. Our bachelorette today is Cherie Brooke-Lou. Can an AI trick someone into falling in love with them?
A food vlogger.
We're going to the Philippines.
Noodles are a big part of like Filipino culture.
And when those views didn't do so well and all the comments came in saying, what the hell is this? Ned decided it was time to address the backlash, in video form, of course.
Hello.
And let me tell you, if you enjoyed the vocal fry from his first video, boy, you're gonna enjoy this one.
I've heard a lot of the commentary and reactions to my podcast episode with Ariel, and I wanted to take this video to address some of them.
So he was getting probably an overwhelming amount of comments saying, we hated your first podcast episode with your ex-wife on it, loved your ex-wife, hated you, you didn't really say anything worth anything. And so he got back on this one and saying, okay, I can tell you guys my story.
That episode with Ariel was mostly about her story, and now in this video, I'll tell a little bit more of mine. There's a lot that we wanted to keep private, but some things I'll touch on today.
So first he wanted to assure and comfort the people who said, I know that it was an uncomfortable conversation for you guys, and it was probably hard for you.
First, I know that it was a very painful and uncomfortable conversation to watch.
Nope, not for me. I personally enjoyed looking at his small, feeble body look hunched over and broken and joining the lonely male epidemic because of his own actions. I loved it. I think your ex-wife did too. She knew exactly what she was doing. All of us did. She buttered you up so that you could have like a positive episode. Also, the content after that could crumble right to the ground to go to hell. But people were saying, how dare you use her even more after you publicly cheated on her? And he was like, hey guys.
Launching the podcast with a conversation with Ariel was Ariel's idea.
Personally, I don't care who initiated the first episode. My whole opinion is that you looked like an idiot. I enjoyed the first episode because he looked dumb. But according to him, it was Ariel's idea. She is actually one of the stakeholders in the channel as well. And so it's good to know that all of those millions of views didn't go straight to him. It also went to Ariel and the children that she birthed.
I know that some of you have only seen 15-second clips of me putting my foot in my mouth, but I hope for those that watch the full hour that you took something away from it.
That you're gross, stupid, selfish, dumb, and your vocal fry gets on my nerves. But then he goes on and tells everyone, you guys are just watching little clips on TikTok. If you watch the whole thing, I'm so much better. You know, it's a great conversation.
You know, any clip that you see on TikTok is just one small snippet of an hour-long conversation of 3 years of trying to work through this.
No, the clips on TikTok were pretty accurate. They clipped the best parts because you had a lot of blank spots in there that you could have edited down, but you didn't even take the time to do that. Within this 9-minute explanation video, Ned, the guy that was known to love his wife, and then he cheated on her publicly with an employee, decided to take his foot and like shove it even more up his mouth.
After Discovery, I started an intensive program of therapy group therapy and work to really try to understand what I had done, why I had done it, and what it meant for my relationship and my life.
Listen, you little sloth-looking rodent. If you need therapy to understand what cheating does to a relationship, you frighten me and you disgust me. Why do all these people have the audacity to act like we're dumb? Colleen saying, I didn't know what I was doing. Ned, the guy that made his whole persona, I love my wife, doesn't understand what cheating does to his wife. Anyway, through this video, he looks sad, the vocal fry gets worse, and he keeps going back to the TikTok clips where like, you guys aren't understanding it. You are not understanding.
I understand that if you, a viewer, is watching this for the first time or just sees this 15-second clip on TikTok, you don't understand everything that has led us to this point.
And I don't care. I just know that you were a guy who made money off of being the I love my wife guy, and then you cheated. Quite frankly, I'm not gonna think about this after I shut off the camera. But you will, Ned. You will think about this for the rest of your life because you did it. And because it's your life that you ruined.
And I know that it'll take time. And if you want to just judge me off of one clip of me talking about society, which obviously was not the best response to that situation, you know, you are welcome to do that.
Sir, you don't have to give me permission. I was gonna do that already. So after this video also bombed, it didn't even reach 100,000 views. And to me, I think 10,000 views is a lot. Pretend that you're doing karaoke and 1,000 people are watching you. That's nerve-wracking, I would die. But to a man like Ned, a man who was like at the highest point you can think of when it comes to YouTube creators, raking in so many views, a man that got so popular by doing dance moves like the lazy twerk. For him to not even reach 100,000 views, you know it hurt him right in the heart. And the dick. Let's be real, it's shriveled up. So he would do what any man would do who wants a successful career on YouTube. That's right, become a wrestler and name himself Nasty Ned.
Nasty Ned! Take a look at Nasty Ned coming into an AEW ring along with a Spanish announce project. Yes, his typical nasty face. I'm Nasty Ned, aka Ned Fulmer.
Oh my god. And of course, he documented the whole thing.
Professional wrestling. Oh, let's go.
I'm here today with AEW learning how to be a pro wrestler. Nope. This is insane. I'm going to learn what it takes to be a hero or a villain in the ring.
Once again, why do these YouTubers think we're stupid? Sir, you are a villain inside the ring and out. Anyway, he does this dance in the ring and it pisses me off. See, ruined your whole day, didn't it? And you know what? Views aren't great in his head, but tell me why. Tell me why. For the most part, he's getting pretty good views. Why did the dating AI get over 100,000 views? Tell me why Ned pretending to fly a jet got over 1 million views. I mean, why did Ned eating noodles get 20K? That's too much, come on. Nobody needs to watch Noodle Ned eat noodles. Not trying to deter anyone from watching or tell you what to do, but really, Noodle Ned, 20K. Anyway, he's got a lot of audacity. So much audacity that he's dancing around in a ring calling himself Nasty Ned.
I'm Nasty Ned.
Well, Ned would get even nastier. Or sadder? I'm not sure. You tell me which one. What if I told you the balls on this small man just keeps growing? The views weren't as high as they were before, the podcast of highlighting victims weren't working, Nasty Ned failed, so what did he do? That's right, he became the victim himself. This idiot would post a video and say that his goal is to walk 50 miles to Disneyland.
How far can I walk without stopping?
And he quickly found out that, well, that's really hard and difficult, especially if you didn't train for it and you're just doing it for a quick video and content.
I feel like I'm gonna vomit. My time to get to Disneyland keeps going higher and higher. Oh my god, there's no way I can keep going.
Ow. Oh.
I can do it. Sorry.
Well, spoiler, if you don't want to watch the 30-minute video, he doesn't make it. Yes, everyone, he's on the ground, on the side of the road, crying, and you will never convince me that these are real Ned tears. And they didn't get soaked up after he turned off the camera.
I stopped walking.
But don't worry, this performance of Ned's lifetime isn't done yet. This weirdo gets up, puts some inspirational music as the background, and slaps a Mickey Mouse hat on his nasty Ned head.
Wow. We're done with the challenge.
Nope, still not done. Then he shows us his feet.
Oh my god.
Anyway, this whole video was to bring awareness to MS because
I actually have MS.
But this next story about an influencer got people a-talking. Who was right? The person who called out the influencer or the influencer? So an influencer named Zaria would set up her camera outside a local coffee shop and start filming an outfit of the day while drinking a Dunkin' Donuts coffee. And the owner thought that was extremely disrespectful.
You doing an ad for Dunkin' Donuts outside my store?
No. I'm so sorry. No.
I was gonna say that.
I know. I saw this and I was like, I'm coming in. Yeah, I am coming in.
When I first saw this, I thought it was really cute. Like if I was owning a coffee shop and someone was doing like a little like Dunkin' Donuts things right out of my store, I'd be like, dude, are you like promoting Dunkin' Donuts right in front of my store? Okay. But in reality, nobody knows she's at a coffee shop. So who really cares? But the owner did. And I personally thought when I saw this, it was like a cute little situation. The influencer was laughing, owner was laughing, and Zaria felt so bad that she was like, I'll come in and purchase something. So it turned into just that, a little vlog of her trying Fiora Cafe for the first time.
I'm in front of a coffee shop. How freaking awkward. Well, I guess this just turned into a vlog of me trying Fiora Cafe. So come on in.
Very cute, right? Until she found out the owner was kind of a bitch.
Like, how embarrassing. And then she kicked me out because she said, we don't do outside drinks in here.
Hold up, let me get this straight. The owner was upset that she was having another drink outside of her cafe. Then the influencer says, oh, I can go buy some stuff. She does that. And the owner says, all right, get out. We don't do outside drinks. And this influencer was still so nice after.
You're so right. But I got me a cheese Danish, so I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 through 10 from my car. Respectfully.
See, this is what I'm saying. People always say influencers are the scum of the earth, and then they spit on us. And it's like, most influencers or creators are pretty normal people. They can just talk to a camera a lot better than like some Joe Schmo. As you can see, she didn't react a certain way. She even gave the lady money for her croissant or whatever she got. Nothing happened from the influencer part. You know who blew it up? The commenters and kind of the owner. So Zaria would get on and give a little bit more context and say, guys, I'm not upset.
Where to start? So first, I think it's important to know that I don't take things seriously.
She pretty much just wants to stay positive. She doesn't feel the need to like dig into this all that much. And according to Zaira, the cafe owner told her you need to finish the drink before you come inside. It's like, don't step into my cafe with that damn Dunkin' Donuts. So many people were saying, girl, you need to stick up for yourself. And since you're not sticking up for yourself, we will take it upon ourselves and stick up for you. And so they bombed the reviews to Fiora Cafe. And from what I'm understanding, they were asking, can you take the video down? Like, come on.
And after the creator's video went viral, the cafe asked her to take the video down because all of the threats they were getting. But the creator said like she found peace with the whole situation. She doesn't want to deal with it anymore. The cafes responded saying, we're glad you found peace with it, but we're receiving threats every minute and it's only getting worse. And you could put a complete end to it by deleting the video or making it private. And that they filed a report about the situation. And the creator said she originally made the video to support the cafe, but she can't control how other people respond, and that she will not be taking the video down.
I mean, I've had people that I make videos about to their public videos that they put on there where they say something crazy or do something that I just had an opinion on, and people get really emotional about it and they want to tell them about how they don't like it, and the person requests me to take the video down, and the answer is always absolutely not. As long as I didn't say anything untrue, it's staying up. And to be fair, fair, whoever was in the cafe that day, whoever owns the cafe, she said with her whole chest, are you really drinking Dunkin' Donuts in front of my cafe? I feel like more people who say things with their whole chest need to pretend. Would you stand by this and your tone if it was getting blasted on social media? Especially if someone has a phone out. Was it really that bad that someone was drinking a Dunkin' Donuts outside your coffee shop?
But yeah, the cafe put this statement on their page saying that the situation in the video has been taken out of context, and they emphasize the no outside food or drink policy and how 10 seconds of that video could bring so much hate to their business. And they also added that before they posted this, they reached out to the creator and offered to make it right, but she didn't want to discuss it any further, and that they apologized to her. Oh, and they also have their comments turned off.
As someone who has their own business, I can understand maybe the lady was really frustrated. She wasn't getting a lot of customers, and then finally someone was outside of her business and they have Dunkin' Donuts coffee in their hand. People are having a hard time these days, and they see someone else doing something that could put money into their pockets and they get a little upset. Big business, Dunkin' Donuts. People always say support small businesses, and then they go to Dunkin' Donuts. How dare they? So I can see what they meant from a business side, but also from a business stance. Maybe don't yell at someone that's drinking Dunkin' Donuts outside of your shop and then they buy something and then you kick them out. Like, this probably wouldn't have blown up if they didn't do that and then kick them out. It was like 2 strikes. But then Jeremy Food Network would go interview the owner from Fiora Cafe, and people just did not like her attitude at all.
Good, how are you? Are you the owner?
Yes, I am.
Nice to meet you. I actually saw your TikTok, the not good one.
There's... Really? Did you?
Well, the one with the Dunkin' Donuts.
And to be fair, even if she was kind of passive, I'd be a little bit irritated if someone came in shoving a camera in my face, influencer, saying, hey, saw the TikTok, just to be clear. It was the bad one. I'd be like, I'm trying to work, sir, okay? I'm trying to make croissants. Leave me alone. Personally, I don't think that anybody in this video was entitled, but for some reason, there is something in the water with food influencers, and this one would get even more than 10 million views. Try like 20, 30, 60 million views. So an up-and-coming food influencer named Glamora, who's known for, at least according to her, is known for her very brutally honest food reviews. Glamora tells the truth. She tells it like it is, and she will never lie. So she did her old classic Glamora way and brutally reviewed a local bakery that she did not really like.
People, I do not mind spending $10 on a pastry if they are really good, but you cannot use fake ass ingredients. That pistachio color is about as natural as my boobs, ass, and waistline. The coffee was super sour and acidic, but I prefer a creamy chocolatey espresso. $5 for a canali.
Wait, okay. I have a food review channel. Shing-a-shing. Check it out after this video. Warning, I say a lot of things wrong. It's not really a food review. It's a, is it worth the calories? Because something that I have to ask myself as a past binger and 5'2" hobbit is this worth the calories? Calories hit us hobbits harder than you talls. But people have noticed that I say a lot of things wrong. But the fact that she said cannoli like that, canali, Miss Food Reviewer, who prides herself on being brutal and kind of vulgar. If you don't want to play the I'm fun type card and you want to be like I'm the bitch type card, you might want to be able to at least pronounce things like cannoli.
I didn't even pay that in Santro fucking pay, but that's the price next to the Phoenix airport? Okay. I was also super disappointed in the quiche. I prefer a quiche with a thick, rich, buttery crust.
Wait, that's not really like a review, right? Like, you can't give something a bad review for not having the crust that you like. It's just the way that they make their crust. I too prefer really, really thick, buttery crust, especially on my cheesecake. Oh my God. I do not love when things have small crusts. But I understand that there's some people out there that like wimpy, fragile crusts out there. They don't like a strong one. I feel like now that I'm doing food reviews, you have to describe the type of foods, textures, and whatnot, because everybody has subjective tastes when it comes to their taste. I just feel like saying something has a small or big crust doesn't make the food necessarily bad. And that's coming from a thick crust lover.
This had a paper thin crust. If I wanted to ingest this much eggs, I would have eaten an omelet. I absolutely loved the pumpkin pie croissant, but everything was a little on the sweet and rich side, which some people love. Personally, I like my sweets a little less sweet, so I'd rather get treated like shit and go to Paris again.
What? Do people get treated like shit in Paris? I'm not a traveler. I feel like I'll never go to Paris, but Paris people? Is she calling you out? Are you guys mean?
Now, with all of that being said, I think if you stay away from the expensive ingredients like these nuts, you can definitely enjoy a delicious, rich pastry here.
So that was a little interesting. The D's nuts and then following it up with, you guys might like it, was not the types of reviews that I usually watch. She didn't even really explain a lot of the food, but it's a food review, right? Wrong. So the owner of JL Patisserie would see this review and say, it's one thing that you don't like our food, that's fine, but don't you dare leave out context and the truth. And the way that this owner told this influencer off in the most professional way, but with a silent FU, was just, I loved it.
So we recently had an influencer reach out to us and asked to do a collaboration, and we respectfully declined because it was not in our budget right now. Then she essentially tried to blackmail us by saying if we offered the food for free, she would then write a good review about us. I told her we'd think about it, but she still came in the next day. And although we hadn't agreed to collab with her, we recognized her when she came in, and we still were very accommodating and offered her extra drinks. So we totally respect a bad review. But what we don't like is lying and bullying.
That's right, Glamora, who is literally freshly starting her career and her whole niche is I'm truthful, I'm brutal, you can't buy me, is contacting places like this and saying, hey, I'll give you a good review if you give me some free food. So she's already hurt her reputation. But something that Glamora did in that first video really pissed this owner off. She talked about her pistachio being fake.
The first thing she said was that our pistachio was so faked. Fun fact. We have right here our pistachio paste that is 100% pistachios from Italy.
This woman was pissed. First of all, once again, bakeries, cafes, those things, it's hard. It's a lot. Garrett used to do it. It's a lot of hours of work. And something that I noticed is that these people, they do stuff with dough, with their hands.
You have to learn it, how to feed it, know how to work with it.
And I know that's hard. I see Garrett always doing at the kitchen. He has to like squeeze the dough out of the pot. Okay, I'm not the baker. I'm the idea-er for my company, Gibbs. But I see him when I go into the kitchen with him, like he has to get this thing that you squeeze the stuff out and it's dough. And he's like, why don't you try it? And I'm like, okay, I can do this. As someone who likes to lift, I might not have the best finger strength. So like seeing them do all of that, that's a lot. It's a lot of work.
And this isn't just about me. This specific influencer has gone to many different local restaurants and bullied them.
She's tired. She doesn't need no freaking influencer coming in there saying, hey, if you give me free stuff, I'll give you a good review. Especially because this is a very well-known bakery and they've been on the news because they're just so good. So she wasn't having none of this.
The problem is if the next generation is influenced by her to believe it's okay to bully and disrespect the food industry. We like working with influencers, but acting like the working class is beneath you and promoting this kind of message on social media and bribing us for free stuff is not really something we support.
So after JL Patisserie's video would get over 60 million views, people loved it. They were like, yes, she dunked on an influencer, rightfully so too. Glamora would get a lot of hate and then she would get on the internet and do a response video in old Glamora fashion. Brutal and honest.
God damn, someone finally stood up to me. You know what, I gotta say, fucking kudos, for real. I respect that, I do.
Ew. I don't know why I didn't like her first 8 seconds of the response. With her red nails and her pointy sunglasses. Miss Mob Boss over here. What does she mean someone finally stood up to her? You know what? I like that. No one ever stands up to me. You get my respect. Who are you?
What I don't respect are the lies. So, here are the receipts. You want the truth, you can't handle the truth. I never said that I would leave a good review for a free meal.
Hold up, let me read this. If you zoom in, it says that she will give a more positive review. The people that she sent this to probably thought that, okay, well, you're gonna be more lenient if we give you free stuff. Miss Truth Teller, you can be bought. We can sway your opinion. And that's something that a lot of people do not like of influencers, that we can be bought pretty easily. You know, sponsorships and whatnot. We do have to make money, and there's such thing as commercials, guys. You see them every day. You don't have to buy everything. But if you are someone that says, I'm a truth teller of food, how hard is it to tell the truth about some food? You can't go buy a croissant or two. You do not need to ask for free stuff from a small business unless they offer it to you. One of Glamora's points were that, actually, bakery, you're bullying me because you have more followers than me. So I should be able to say whatever the f I want. If I want to say your pistachio is not real pistachio, I can because you have more followers than I do.
Done that, and I will never do that. So I think it's a bit of a stretch to say that I was bullying you. You have way more followers than I do. You are way cooler than I am. I will admit that. Like, I would love to have the online presence that you do. So if anything, you're kind of punching down. My video got what, like 7,400, I think, maybe 12,000, 13,000 on Instagram. it didn't do great.
Well, this one didn't go over well at all.
I also said nice things in that video.
Didn't she say something like, I liked the pumpkin croissant or something, but I'd rather go to Paris so they can talk shit to me? That's not the nicest thing.
The pumpkin one that I loved and raved about, I'm not exaggerating. I ate it about 2 hours ago, and I will say it's been frozen for days since Saturday. Pulled it out after about 30 minutes. It was still phenomenal.
That's not what you said in the review, though. I think she's one of those influencers who have to make everything overly critical and more on the negative side, because what happens on social media? People love negativity. People always say that they love positivity, but what gets the most views? Anything negative. I've noticed that with movies, I've noticed that with food reviews, I've noticed that with game reviews. People love negativity online. Actually, on my food channel, the critique that I was starting to get was that I'm not negative enough. If I like something, I'm just gonna like it. Anyway, she ended the video with, well, we didn't get free drinks like you said in your video, so you're a liar.
We also didn't get free drinks.
But then she says, well, we did get free espresso.
We did get a free shot of espresso, which was so nice.
So then you did get free drinks. Anyway, this did not go well for her. She deleted almost everything and changed her username, and people quickly found out who she was, and they're still talking about it. But hey, she said that she was the truth teller, the brutally honest reviewer, so people are getting very brutally honest with her in the comment section. We cannot talk about influencers without talking about the OG influencer. You know her booty cheeks, Miss Kim Kardashian, which people are saying that she's very delusional and they're very tired of rich people complaining on the internet. So if you didn't know, Kim has been trying to become a lawyer and she has failed the bar exam, I think 3 times now. And she is tired, so tired that she set up her camera and filmed herself crying about failing.
I'm gonna film this because, oh my God, I'm just so tired. But it's like every time I feel like I'm a step ahead, something happens to try to stop me from doing this. And I just want to, like, a part of me just wants to stop.
Get your ass up and work.
You know, everybody has their threshold. Just because you're a billionaire doesn't mean you're not gonna cry. I do see people's point being like, girl, cry your eye with your money. But I do have to say too, even though she's rich, she's still studying. She's trying to become a lawyer, something other than, you know, something from social media. People have been saying you need to get a real job, and now she's trying to become a lawyer. And to be fair, I had a couple clients that were lawyers, and they said it took them like 3, 4, 5 times to pass these tests. It must be very, very hard. And it looks like it doesn't matter how rich you are, you're probably gonna fail a couple times. But it was still funny that she set up a camera and cried about this, because we all know people are gonna laugh at her, but she does like attention. So any attention to Kim is great attention for her. So congrats, girl. She's gonna get it. She's rich. What else does she have to lose? And even if she doesn't get it, she's still rich. Are you guys ready for Christmas? Can you believe that it's almost Christmas? Well, an influencer wanted to spread cheer to some less fortunate children, and she decided to sign up for something called Angel Tree. So you get to choose whatever little girl or boy, or some people will choose 2 kids, and we'll get them what they have on the list. And so an influencer called It's Cookie Dough would document the whole thing and go to Target with her kids to show them that we are good people. We are getting these kids that do not have money like us toys because we're good people.
Did 2 little Christmas angels, so let's go shopping. We're gonna do the little girl first because obviously I've never shopped for a girl, so let's find some Barbies. As you can tell, she gave us a hefty list, so let's see what we can do.
So as you can see, she's already pointing out she gave us a hefty list, and you can see her eyes kind of like this and like that with her finger, because she was a little irritated that the girl asked for so much. And I think she was frustrated because she has little boys and she doesn't know how to pick things for little girls. Cheat code, most little girls like little dolls. Not that big of a deal.
They said to spend at least $30, so we're gonna aim for $30. So she definitely wants a Barbie doll, but my thing is I don't know what ethnicity she is, so I don't know her skin color, so I really don't know what kind of doll to get her.
What is baby like?
Oh, why did her husband just like shock us, flip over the camera and hold it like a very old person on Facebook?
What is Sparkle Brown? What is Baby Alive shampoo? Like, this aisle is nothing but Barbies. I don't know what.
We're boy parents.
So that's pretty much how the whole video went. It was very long and they're just walking through the aisles very confused because they don't know what to get for little girls, even though they have the list. And then she has to keep explaining to the kids that we have money, these kids do not. We are good people because we're getting shit for kids. It makes us good.
What we're doing is we're donating toys to kids who don't have a Christmas. So what are we doing, Luke?
Getting kids
for they can have toys for Christmas.
Amen. There you go.
I don't think the kid understands, and he just started crying right after. So people were really upset about this because they signed up for a child and they knew exactly what the child wanted on the list, and they decided to say, well, we have a budget, so we're not gonna get all of this stuff. Especially the little girl. She'd had a way too long of a list.
Found the baby alive, everybody. And that's the whole budget.
And usually when you do this, you want to get everything on the list. So people were like, you're not doing it right. You're acting like you don't know what you're doing. You have a phone in your hand. If you don't know what Baby Alive is, you can look it up. You know, it's not that hard. People pretty much thought it was very distasteful, and it felt like the rich people laughing at the poor people and being like, we'll just get you this and you'll be fine, little poor girl. People found it very tone deaf.
Yep.
I think so. It's $34. Call it a day.
And she did call it a day, and people were very upset that day, and they still are. They hated this. And so what do you think that she did next? Made a response video that people also hated. I hate seeing people getting stuff they don't ask for. If you can't afford, please ignore the ticket. And that was the whole point as to why people were upset. She knew exactly what the little girl wanted, and then she decided to complain about it. So this is her response video.
I have seen so many videos about people regretting doing an angel tree, and I would read the comments and it will have the truth, because I posted an angel tree video. I got so many comments about this saying, don't put the tag back. If you can't buy everything, put it back. Okay, first of all, y'all need to go watch Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas again and figure out the true meaning of Christmas. Let's get that straight, okay? And
nobody's saying the little girl's not going to appreciate the toys. People are just saying, well, you knew what the little girl wanted, and then you said, well, we're gonna spend $35 and call it a day. While also complaining you don't know skin tones or you don't know anything about girl toys because you're a boy mom. That's what people are saying. We know the true meaning of Christmas, family and shit, and the love.
it is so funny when I see people come on TikTok, come on videos in general, and jump to conclusions. So let me just post something real quick on my greens. Okay, what do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3 items, all that were on that little girl's list, okay? Wait a second, hold on, I got something better. Look at the date. Picked up November 10th. Today's November 12th. I posted that video last night. So that's embarrassing for you guys.
Wait, what did she prove? Why are we supposed to be embarrassed? I like to know what I'm supposed to be embarrassed about, but I'm a little confused. Why are we embarrassed?
To help other people who can't do something for their kids, let's not judge them. How about that? Let's not critique them. And especially, let's not critique if you're not doing it as well. So I hope that every single one of your angels that you guys said negatively about my own angels, sure enough, he did. November 10th, today's the 12th. If these kids are truly in as much need as you guys are saying that they are, they would be grateful for anything. And they're like, they probably get off-brand stuff all the time. This is their one time out of the year to get stuff.
Well, the response also would not go out well. People were very upset by this as well. I don't know if it was like the biggest of deal, but little things, even though she seemed very irritated in the aisles of Target over a Christmas tree list or whatever the place was called that she picked out, which was weird, girl. And I also don't know why they filmed it and put it on TikTok, because you know it's going to get blown up. And I'm looking her up, it looks like she either deleted her whole profile or she changed her whole name. And people are saying, oh, the way she acted in Target is a typical boy mom. And you know, I'm not a parent, but boy moms out there, people are giving you guys a bad rap. People hear boy mom and they think that you guys are whatever this was. And the other weird boy moms on TikTok that I keep seeing come up that want to make out with their son. But those were all the influencers that people are saying they are having too much audacity and they're tired of it. Who do you think had the most audacity? I feel like it was Ned. Oh, and Colleen. They're like neck and neck. I'm not too sure. Which one was it for you? You guys, I spoke for so long today. My voice is coarse. I need to go drink water. So it's time for you guys to tell me what you think in the comment section. And remember, if you sign up to be Little Jimmy's Christmas Santa this year and you see that he wants a Big Mac truck and you can't afford it, maybe don't sign up to be Little Jimmy's elf. Just saying. Hey guys, Garrett wanted me to make sure to tell you guys that he made this whole set for me for Valentine's Day. That's why it looks so good, but I made Tina in a rush, and that's why her hair looks like that. Keep this in your hand. All right, welcome to Bob's Burgers. How can I help you?
Welcome to Bob's Burgers.
Okay, say it to the camera here.
Oh, it's on.
Yes. Oh my God, Bob.
What?
Maybe a little quicker on the what.
What kind of what do you... Oh my God.
Okay, please keep these in your hand. Ah!
Break the world's tiniest violin with their size. Oh no. Someone help me accountable online. Oh no. Victim mode activated, crocodile drips. They shaking, but somehow press record with steady fingertips. Everyone hates influencers. They lie, they lie, they fail, they fail, they fail. From cheating scandals to brand safe.